This thing's got some serious power with that Vatrer battery. Lots of projects on the go right now, so I want to share with you something that I'm working on. Just so happened, good timing, I had a company reach out. I actually had a couple reach out to me, too, at the same time. A lot of knowledge I get from solar, I got from a couple other YouTubers, and I'll just name them here. Lithium Solar is a guy I watch. I'll put up a picture of his channel over here. And he's pretty good. He tears apart batteries and so on. He's actually displayed one of these batteries I'm going to open here in a second. And another guy that I watch is DIY Solar with Ray Loveless. He's pretty advanced, I guess, for what he's doing with his house. And then, of course, the most famous solar YouTuber that I know of is DIY Solar with Will Prowse. He's actually in Nevada, Las Vegas. He's in Las Vegas, and he's got lots of sun down there, and he's got big projects and lots of solar, and he's always got lots of stuff, and he's torn apart I don't know how many batteries. This is not going to be me tearing this battery apart. This is me going to build something. So along with us having solar, my first experience with solar was on Frill. We had a 400 amp hour, 12 volt, 400 amp hour system there with 400 watts of power. So 4 solar panels. That was great. Then we needed some extra power out in the cockpit of the boat. So I'm going to get one of these little power boxes, right? One of these. Now this is Fiery, I think this, yeah, Fiery. You got All Powers is another popular company. Blue Eddy and EcoFlow, of course, are the big ones, right? And then Jackery. Jackery was like the first guys to come out, but they're all pretty pricey stuff. Like this one was pretty reasonable. This is 800. I did a lot of shopping before I bought this. And this one is a 800 watts, 16 peak. And it was great for, so 800, you can't really do a whole lot with that. And there was right around the between $350 and $400 for this, okay? Year and a half ago about this, and at that time this was the best deal out there. I've used it quite a bit for our Starlink. I do have another project that I'm going to need some standalone power for. It's going to be totally off the grid, this project I'm doing, and I won't talk about that right now because it's kind of its own thing. So, but and we just had the power go yesterday. Actually, we lose power, you know, I won't say quite a bit, but it's been 3 or 4 times now. So I wanted a little more power. So I thought when these guys reached out and said, hey, I want to send you a battery and do something with it, great, because it's great. It'd be great for a backup, something bigger than this. And it's going to be good for taking on a boat or whatever for us, right? So I want something mobile like this, but I don't want to buy the bigger ones because they're too expensive. And I'll get into that, into the details of the pricing in that. So basically this is what I'm going to build, one of these, but bigger. Okay, so this is the battery. So I just received it today, so I'm just excited to get this open here. And Vatrer, V-A-T-R-E-R, Vatrer. Full disclosure, this was a free battery to me. Okay, this is free. And another reason I went with this company, they have 48 volt server rack batteries. And I'm looking at getting those for our purpose at the homestead here. Got a nice handle here. So let's see what this is. This is 12 volt, 100 amp hour. Yeah. You can discharge at 100 amps. And it's the model LM12100. Okay. Let's get it out of here. Okay, get the bowl with the nicely packed, of course. Nothing in there. Nicely packed. There we go. Oh, man, that's some light compared to a lead acid battery, eh? So Low temp charging, self-heating. Now, that's something that's very important. If you happen, I know that was a concern of Bruce, he doesn't have the self-heating. So lithium batteries, you cannot charge them when they get down to a certain temperature. I think it's at 0. I think it's at freezing is the cutoff. I know my batteries for my drills and stuff, my Ryobi's, they won't charge at a certain temperature, but you can discharge them. So that's very important. So I got to keep that in mind, because if the wood stove goes out or whatever, you don't want your system seizing up, right? So self-heating is very important. Low temp discharging and self-heating. So you can discharge this at low temperature, and you can also heat it and charge it back up, which a lot of the other companies don't have. So that's why I went with this battery. They also have an app, a Bluetooth app, which I don't have on my phone yet, but so I'm looking forward to doing that. I will bring you back. I will bring it back and show you that. Now, what am I going to do with this battery? I'm going to make one of these, okay? So I'm going to make the power station out of this, right? That's what that is, a power station. So if you, for example, the Bluetti has a AC 180, 1800 watts you can pull out of that. And it's good for 1152 watt hours. This is good for 1200 watt hours. So we'll say the same, okay? So that's what I'm comparing it to, the AC 180 Bluetti. I can make it, I can build it and save money and still have the same. Actually, I'm going to have more power, because the Bluetti is only good for 1800. This is good for 2000. So that's my goal here, is to build this, okay? So first of all, you need a good battery, and that's why I went with this company, Vatrer, and you're going to see good use for this battery, for this system. Yesterday we had a power go out, and I could have used it, could have ran a coffee maker on it. So all kinds of things, right? So I'm going to show you, and then we can take it aboard a boat and make it mobile, whatever. Now, it won't be in a nice neat box like this, of course, but I do have, so I want to talk about how I'm going to build this. So you need a component. So you need a battery. You need some way to store your energy. Then you need a way to convert your energy, right? So we got this inverter I picked off of Amazon. I had a 3000 in a frill, and I had a 2000 for a backup. Never did use a 2000. I just had it there as a backup. And I left it with the boat. You're roughly about $100 per 1,000 watts of power for these things. And this got a nice display and so on. Now also, we need, I want to be able to accept power from solar panels. So I got a couple, these old glass heavy panels here, which I got for a project, which you'll see later. I got 2 of these. I can plug these into there to charge them, and then of course I got the portable one that I had, EcoFlow one I had with on the boat to charge my little power station here. We'll have a couple different ways. So this one's only 800, right? 800 watts, and this is going to be a 2,000 watt power bank. I need a little box to convert the PV energy, which is the solar energy, into some usable voltage, and that's why I need this one, the solar. And this is just a cheap, I'm not sure what it was. I'll put it up on the screen here of what I got here. And it's the MPPT. MPPT. There's another version, or another style, which is older technology. That's not the one you want. You want this newer technology. We got this so far. So now we got battery. We got we can pull AC out of it. We can put power into it. We need to charge it from the wall, right? We need a way to charge it from the wall. So this is where this comes in. This is quite small, neat. I bought this last year for the boat. I had like 3 of these on frill. So when we ran the generator, we just pumped a lot of juice into, because we had 4 of these on frill, right? So anyway, these are like $60 or something. Again, I'll put it up on the screen here of what these are costing right now. And we'll do all this. So now, you add all this together, you have this, right? You have this in one, but we need a box to put it in. So I was going to go with this, but I don't think this is going to fit. Yeah. That's not going to work, and then there's no room left for this. Okay? So that's out of the question. Now, I got this from Home Depot last year, and I thought I was going to use it, but nice little tote box here with wheels, you know, run around the yard or whatever I got to do with it, put it in storage, right, and then I can pull it out and roll it wherever. So, let's see. So I got that. Battery fits in the bottom there. I'll put in some spacing there, and then this thing, I got a couple choices here. I think I can stick this up here like that, or I can put it on the top, and then these guys can just go in here and screw them onto a piece of plywood or something, right? And that one there, just lay it in there as well, and then I'll just run the cords out through the side here. And then I know, then you know, this cord is for the charging. Then I'll have a cord system here for to plug in the solar panel as well. So with a couple things, I can make this work, and I can make a lid on it. Now this is not going to work for a lid because it's sticking up too high, but I could just lay it here like this. Lay it on top of the battery on a thin piece of plywood, and that would work fine. And then plug into there. That'd be good. Yeah. And then these two things can go down here. Actually, I can put this on the outside. I can probably screw it on the outside here, as I can with this as well. This is a display for the inverter, so we can put this here as well. I can put this right here. Yeah. Just cut a hole in the box and put that in. This is what we're looking at. And anyway, like I said, the brains or the main thing of this project is this battery. And like I said, this battery was gifted to me by this company. And I did my research, and I watched a couple other videos of other YouTuber DIY solar guys, and they give these batteries a good name, so that's why I went with it. And these are at a good price right now. Go to the website and check them out. And if you're looking for any batteries. We still have winter conditions. Here we are this morning, still working on the battery or the power pack with our Vatrer battery. So just showing you what I'm doing here now with the with some of the stuff I got to do to this box. So I cut the side and put the panel from the inverter in the side here. And then I had this connection, this socket, I guess you call it. I had this left over from the boat. So this is going to fit my solar panels. This is what I got for these solar panels, right? So that's going to fit that. So I put that there, you plug in the solar panels. Now this wire comes in, it comes up through here and goes into the solar panel slot here, negative, positive. And then of course the power goes into this box, magic, and then it comes back out. So the battery is labeled here, battery, so back out, and then it'll connect to the battery in there. So far this is what I've got done. So now I'm just going to clean up. I shouldn't need a drill. Oh yeah, and then I drilled a hole for my cord for my charger. I had these butt connectors, or not butt connectors, bulkhead fittings kicking around from the boat, so I just used that there, making that look nice and neat. Without cutting this, I didn't want to cut the cord, so I just kind of brutally put this one in the corner here. That should be it for cords going in and out of the box. The rest is going to be done internally. So, as you can see, I got stuff everywhere. I got this open there. I got things over here all laid out. I mean, there's stuff everywhere. So it's just a mess when you're doing this. Finishing up some things here. So I just want to bring you on board for this. Like I said, I spared you the boring stuff of trying to find tools and parts and pieces and whatever. So just tighten up the lugs in the battery. So I'm using the foam that came in the battery. Why not, right? And actually that's the foam that came from the inverter. So the battery fits in there nice. Like I said, I showed you I got my my PV input is right here. My cord for my charger is right here. These are my main leads. As soon as I hooked this up, the charge controller came to life, and there's 2 USB ports on it, and it was live, and I could charge off it if I wanted to right away. So then I just got this piece of plywood here. It's not sealed off, of course. This is not a, you know, out in the storm weatherproof, something you made yourself. It's just not going to happen, right? And let's see here. So I just made this piece of plywood fit. I just got to screw down so the plywood's just the right size. I had kicking around. I had to cut it for length, of course, but I just got to screw down the inverter now. Okay. Now, get the inverter hooked up. Communication to the panel there. You don't really need that. Just notice my plywood's not even perfectly straight, but who cares? Who cares, right? Okay. Now let's just screw that down to the plywood. Just happen to have some old screws kicking around. You can make this, this can run, like you can, this could be your starter for your cabin or your home. This can be a starter system. No problem, right? You make this home in your garage and you take it to your cabin or your RV, power backup. I mean, Bruce could have done this as well before he did his cabin. Any of you guys saw that video. Could have done the same thing for Bruce, but he just went a step up, I'll say, and put all in one. So what he had was this charge controller and the charger in one unit. So if you know you're going to be you know, going full time in a home, that's what you do. But this is mobile. It's going to take me half a day to clean up my mess here, but oh well. That's what it's like when you're doing projects, right? You just got stuff everywhere. Can't have my shop clean like Kenny all the time. It's clean and tidy, nothing out of place. Good for you, Kenny. And now Grampy, he's got a pretty neat and tidy place too. Yep. And of course Brian does as well. Brian with Retired for Life. Anyway, okay, here we go. Okay, so here we go. Here's the unit. Here's the unit. Nice and light. On wheels. Okay, let's see if it's gonna run, or if it runs anything. There's my drone batteries, of course. Where are we to? Okay, let's see. Yep. Okay, it's charging them, no problem. It's only 200 watts. There's my big skill saw. That's a big skill saw too. It's a dandy. If I run the heat gun draws a lot of juice. Go quieter. So you see the battery's in the danger zone, like it's low. It's not. So it's just drawing about 1,000 watts for the heat gun, right? So that's only half of what this thing can put out. So our battery voltage is only, there we go, kicked out. Battery's dead, just about, right? It should come back on in a minute or so. In all fairness, I didn't charge this thing up. Let's just give it a few minutes here. So the battery, the BMS and the battery kicked out. Let's go and here we go. Let's charge it up. Okay, we're on lithium. Here we go. And I got them on the, I'm going to leave it on, yeah, the highest charge rate. Okay, so that's good. Anyhow, we'll bring you back when we get some more. But now you can see the arrow here. It's pushing power in. Not enough. Okay, so now it's 3.4 amps. So I actually got my remote or my portable panel plugged in as well. There's another port right here. So I got both of them in there. So let's just see what happens. I don't know if before it showed nothing here. So I unplugged that one. Okay, 1 amp out of that. Yeah, okay, so I'm getting 1 amp out of that panel, the older one, going into the panel. So it's gone up now 0.1. So it will charge. It is charging, of course, but it's slow. And then if I want extra, I'll just do this and give her a little more boost. And now I got 4.2 amps, 4.3 amps going into the batteries. So that's good. So everything's working the way it's supposed to. Yep, everything's working. So we're going to let that charge up for a bit. We got some sun here today. So I'll bring it back later when we get most of the charge in it. I'm going to plug it in as well. So you can have the you can have this solar going in and the charger going. So we're really going to give her a juice job. I have a lot of use for it. So I agreed to promote their battery and accept it. And this is one project I wanted to do with it because I need this where I'm living. And you probably need one as well. I know there's people out there watching this that would like to have a battery backup instead of a generator, and so instead of a gas powered generator. Usually when the power goes out, it's only for 2-3 hours, and this will do it. Okay, this battery, Vatrer Battery. I'll just go over some of the specs of the battery I got. Now you can do it with a cheaper battery, but this one's a heated, so this is good for the winter. Okay, so this one is $273 US. So you go into vatterpower.com website and you'll see all their selection of batteries. They have a lot of golf cart batteries, trolling motor batteries, 12 volt, 24, the 48 volt server rack, which I will be getting for the homestead. That's a later build. So I done a bit of research on these. The guys that promoted this battery said they're good batteries and tore them apart and done a test. Is Lithium Solar. Look for that YouTube channel, Lithium Solar. He does a lot of work with batteries and stuff. He's got a big YouTube channel. Check him out. And also DIY Solar with Will Prowse. He's probably the biggest YouTuber with solar powered stuff. Go check those out. You'll see this battery torn apart or one just like it, okay? And they give these batteries a good name, so that's why I went with these, okay? Anybody can build this. You buy those self-contained. People are intimidated by what goes into that. Here it is, bits and pieces. You can get it all on Amazon, and it's all cheap. I'm going to go over all that with you here right now. And it's easy to build. So first off, a box. I had this toolbox already, okay? I had this toolbox. I wasn't using it. I was trying so hard to find a use for it. So it's great for this because it's on wheels and I can cart it around. So I figured it was a great build for this, and I didn't really spoil it. I just drilled a couple holes in it, and that's it. So that's what I use. But here, I got this. These are like 10, 11, 12 bucks on sale. This is the same size. I could easily have made this, right? So go get yourself a tote. That's it. And suggesting get these because they got the app. The other batteries we had in the boat didn't have the app. So I was always wondering the state of charge and things, right? This got the app, hooked up to it right away easily. Everything I need is right here. I'm going to show you. Basically just one page, but showing this one now 100%. Everything's here like cycles, 1. This battery is good for 5,000 cycles. It tells me my total voltage, and if I was drawing power out, it would show me that as well. You see this, you know, the parameters here, and that's all you need to know, right? That's all you need to know. You can buy a tool or a meter for that, but again, it's extra money to buy this meter to do this. The app comes with the battery, so it's great. So I don't know if any other ones that got the app, but this is the one reason why I buy the Vatrer battery is because they got the app. That's one reason. The other reason is this one's got the heater, okay, for any cold environment. If you don't get you know, freezing, or you're planning on putting this in a warm area, forget it. You don't need it. So here's the difference. The heated battery is $273, and the non-heated is $232. So you're looking at 40 bucks per battery, okay? 40 bucks per 12 volt, 100 amp hour battery. All right, now you go on their website, vatterpower.com. The prices are in, you go into Canada part there, but the prices right on their page is showing as US dollars. But they're on Amazon. They got a lot of stuff on Amazon as well, and you get the actual Canadian dollar stuff on Amazon. So on Amazon, the heated is regular $500 on for $390, and then the non-heated regular $410 on for $330. So on Amazon, in Canadian dollars, you're looking at $60 difference for the heated, okay? I did up the math on all this, and we're going to compare this to your big name brand stuff you'll see on other YouTubers, like Blue Eddy is a big popular one, EcoFlow Delta, All Powers is another one, another very good one. These batteries, 5-year warranty. Distributor in Vancouver and Toronto, so that's good. It's all Canadian. No, you haven't got to deal with any customs or nothing. There's also $10 off on your first order if you go on their website. Free shipping from their website. What I use here? Sorry, the Vatrer battery, the 12-volt 100 amp heated. Okay, $390 for the battery. Then I needed, so your next thing you got to look at is how much power you want. What do you want to hook this? Your inverter. That's easy. You go look for inverters on Amazon. I wanted 2,000 watts. So if you go look at most appliances, it'll tell you what it uses. I think I had a heat gun on there yesterday. It's 1,000 watts. Skill saw was, I don't know, probably peak at 12 or something, but runs at 600 or 700. Coffee maker would be around 1,000. Air fryer would be like between 1,000 and 1,500. So this is just some sort of, your refrigerator, probably only 400, 500, 600 or something like that. Probably even less than that for your refrigerator. 2,000 is a good round number to do most. You always want to go a little overkill, right? So this is why I went with the 2,000. 2,000 watt, 4,000 surge. So this came in at $221. So 2,000 watt, $221. So roughly $100 per thousand, right? $390 plus the $221. Now the charge controller, because I got solar panels, okay? Oh, I didn't include the solar panels into the price of this because that's an option. You could have, sky's the limit on what you want to do there. I did have this connection here already. So I used that. I put that into the cost as well, about $20 for wiring. Our charge controller was $30. It's a 30 amp. 12 volt, 24 volt, and it's a 30 ampere, 390 watts. So that's like 4 big solar panels like we had on Frill. It'll handle that. And even though they're rated at 100 watts each, you'll never get the full. So this would handle those 4, no problem. And it's got 2 USB ports on it. So it's always live there for charging phone or your devices. The box, we'll say $15. You can build the box. This is all I was going to use. Just so happened I was lucky to have this. Also got this device. I've got a few of these, and they're just like a cheater or a surge protector. It's got 2 USB-A's and a USB-C, and it is a surge protector, and it's got the regular plug-in. So this was like $15, so I'm gonna use this. Easy to piece this together for you, DIY, home builder, whatever. This is no right. So all together, this came to and the charger I got already had, but it's you can get this charger for $53. Okay, it's up to 20 amps, so it's a Skookum charger. For $20, $35, you can get another battery charger that'll do this purpose, just stand alone. For what I use here, $744 is what this cost, okay? Now, what have I got here for $744? And it took me a couple hours. The big cables came with the inverter. They come with it. I just needed a little bit of wire, a little bit of number 10 wire here for this controller, and then I hooked up this, and that was it. It's very basic. 2,000 with a 4,000 watt surge, and I got 1,200 amp hours of battery storage. Okay, so think as the amp hours as the fuel in the tank, and think about the watts on here as the size of the engine. Okay, the $744. Okay, this is what it would cost you if you go and buy this all now on Amazon today. $744. So this is pretty compact. That's not bad, right? Then of course, if you don't want it. If you want to mount it permanently in your house, that's easy to do too. In your electrical room, you can easily put this stuff screwed on the wall and then just hook it together, right? I got no fuse or shutoffs on this because everything is protected. Like the battery's got protection with the BMS. This has got its own protector. It came with a bunch of fuses, so it's protected as well. I'm pretty sure this charge controller's got some kind of protection in there. The charger does. So, everything's got its protection. So you don't need a bunch of pile-off switches and breakers. Let's compare it to something. Blue Eddy AC 180, which is a 1800. So 200 watts less than this. We'll call it the same storage, 1152. That one is an Amazon for 1142 is the list price on Amazon. Now there's different sales. Sometimes you might get a little cheaper, but remember, 1142 versus 744. That's the Blue Yeti AC 2000 is 2400, so a little bit bigger than this, and the same size storage though. And that one is $1,500, so basically twice as much money. Echo Delta 2, 1800 watts, so a little smaller than this, 1800 watts, a little smaller, and 1024 amp hours, so a little bit smaller on the tank as well. And that was $1,300. So, like I said, price-wise, this is the way to do it, okay? This is the way to do it. Go buy yourself a Vatrer battery, and this battery is $390. You can actually go cheaper. You go $360, knock off a few more bucks, right? So you can get that down below $700 if you get the non-heated battery. I said this couldn't happen without the Vatrer battery. Later I'm going to be doing a bigger build for our homestead off grid, and we will have some discounts for that one, so stay tuned for that. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, like I said, I've researched this stuff quite a bit, and I've got a bit of knowledge about it. I helped Bruce out with his, and so if you got any questions that I can help you with, feel free to shoot me a message or email or whatever, and I don't mind helping out. But like I said, it's pretty straightforward and easy. It's a must that everybody should have, I think. It's one of these, and like I said, you can build it yourself. Let's see where we're at here. Looking at the charger. 3.7 amps, 1 amp hour. Yeah, 3.7 amps going in. So let's see if it's actually charging the battery. Because, oh yeah, see that? Okay, so that's good. So that's soon going to kick out because it's right up there now. So let's see where we're at here with saying 13.1 in the battery. In my Vatrer battery here. I can't read that screen. There's too much going on there. This screen over here. Oh, 3.4 amps going in. So that's at 99%. 99%. So that's not bad. So negative 2.95 amps coming out. 40 watts basically. So it's almost equalization here now. Almost equalizing. What's coming in is going out, so that's good. I mean, I could have plugged into the trailer and done this, sure, but now I'm charging my battery for free, right? And man, they want another 7% power increase, so this stuff is starting to pay for itself pretty good. The Vatrer battery's in there, and that's the force behind this power station. And I forgot to mention, another $230, if you bought the cheaper battery, $230, you put another $230 with it and get 2 batteries, you got one Skookum big ass power bank, okay? Adding batteries is only cheap. Like, you know, those power banks are, you know, if you buy the all-in-ones, like the brand names, you're up, you know, $1,000, $800 to $1,500. You only got to add, you know, $230, 2 cables, and you're gonna double your amp hours, right? You double it up to like 2,400 versus the 1,200 that this one is. I want to show you what we're doing here. So I'm using you saw I was charging the boat with this thing. So now I've really amped it up. We're cooking chili for supper. And here's the crock pot that we use all the time. And I just hooked it up. And now I'm looking at the app, the company app here for that product. So I was at 100% because we were charging from the sun. I was at purely 100%. So I see what it's drawing. It's drawing 954 watts, 75 amps basically. What it's drawing. So we're going to see. It says it's good for an hour and 18 minutes at that rate until it empties the battery. So we're at 94 now. So that's a big draw for the battery. Taking 1,000 watts out of that 2,000 watt inverter. Inverter's handling it no problem. Fan's not even on yet or nothing. But the battery is, yeah. So the Vatrer Battery is the powerhouse behind this chili for supper here. So an hour, we have no problem. We wouldn't even need it for an hour. So I'm gonna let this run, see how long it'll go. Just depressurizing the Instapot here, and we have 65% of the battery still left, so 10 hours. Because then once the pressure's up, it's drawing 1,000 watts, and once the pressure's up, then it's only drawing like 50 watts to maintain. So that's pretty good. The Vatrer battery is doing really good because that's like I said, a high power, high draw for this thing. So we're just gonna stir it up here, and that's our supper. So it costs nothing for us to make supper, basically. Power free, because we got the Vatrer battery and the homemade DIY power station. And now it's charging back up. So I'm going to turn it off the pressure cooker here, and then we're just going to we still got lots of sun, so we're going to recharge a lot of that back today. I forgot. I should show you the chili we made, right? Anyways, here you go. Looks really good. Holly does a good job with it. So yeah, here we go. Go get yourself a Vatrer battery or two, inverter, and build yourself your own power supply, power station.